Good afternoon, everybody. This is BDF44 coming at you with a video. This one is not an NBA video, so if you're interested in NBA conversation, this is not one of those. I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking about my life and how I want to kind of fix some things, and I came up with an understanding, I guess you could say. Came to an understanding. Preparation is a proponent to desperation. You will not find yourself desperate if you stay ready. If you stay hard working, if you stay smart working, whichever one it is that you are, because a lot of us find ways of getting things done without having to break our arms and legs, but some of us can't do that. But if you stay consistent with what it is that you can do within your pocket, you will find yourself in a position to where you'll be able to capture opportunities as they come your way. If we want to tie sports into it, that would be great. I think that the Toronto Raptors are a prime example of that, because they were good enough in a time where good things were happening for whatever team would be on the other side of that finals. Whoever was on the other side of that finals would have won it, because of the circumstances that just were fortuitous for the team like Toronto, and of course a bad thing for a team like Golden State. But the point was, Toronto found themselves in positions through different deals, developing their talent, you know, making the surroundings, the circumstances good enough for a guy like Kyle Lowry to stay, making the circumstances and good enough for a guy like Kawhi Leonard to be healthy. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that put them in position to be good enough to where when good luck came their way, they were able to receive it. And that's what I'm talking about. Put yourselves in a position to be prepared enough to where when good fortune comes your way, you can be in position to receive it. You know, for those who who care about sports even further, you're talking about rebounding the ball. Rebound is not always about effort. It's about positioning. If you are in the right spot, the rebound will come to you a lot of the time. A guy like Dennis Rodman mastered that because he understood how the ball was going to fly off the rim just by the way a person was shooting it. And he can position himself to be where he needed to be in order for his effort to make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay prepared, there's no reason to be desperate. Now, there's an exception to every rule. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you can do your best and it won't come to nothing. Sometimes you don't do nothing and things will fall in your lap. But those who stay consistent, those who stay prepared, will always be in position for good things to come their way, or for when bad things happen, they have something to fall back on. One of my biggest mistakes, continued mistakes in my young life and growing into an adult, was always looking for others to be able to help me. My mother, you know, helped me as a child. My grandparents helped me. Friends would help me. You know, even when I was a young man, you know, I wouldn't have my own money because my work ethic was trash. So I would be asking others to get me into the club, and because I had good friends, they would take care of me. They would let me, you know, in on their dime. They wouldn't even hold me to it a lot of times, which I appreciate from them because they understood me and they knew that I had to work this process out on my own a lot of times. But at the end of the day, if I could go back in the past, I would tell myself to get ready, to do the hard work that doesn't seem necessary, because those are the type of things that put you in a position to be ready. A lot of times you're like, I'm not going down that path. That's a harder path. Well, that harder path is going to give you the strength. That harder path is going to give you the resistance necessary to when you are faced with something you have to face, you will have already known confidence within yourself that you can handle that because you went through something worse. And sometimes that's all you have when you're going through the worst of things, is the reminder of the things that you've already overcome. But if you duck and shuck and jive every single difficult path that comes your way, when it is time for you to face something that you have to adjust to, it will be so much more difficult than it would have been if you would have just consistently faced every single challenge that came your way. Now, someone will say, well, I have anxieties, I have issues. How am I supposed to overcome those things? For those of us who believe in God, He's your answer. For those of us who don't, I've said in the past, I think meditation is your answer. But whatever you do, yield yourself to something that can help you. Something that's greater than yourself, so that you don't have to take on the weight of the world. That would be my suggestion. 35 years in, I would love to have more wisdom to share. But the one thing that I do know thus far is that if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That's all I got to say, y'all. BDF.